Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. This is Edney. I'd like to introduce the potential for a double top. Standard textbook double top shows that the first top and the bottom of it would set up what's called a neckline. Place usually, quite often, on the first top would develop a downward pointing wedge. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin established the first top at 9.2Ks. It defined and patterned out a very classic looking downward wedge. The neckline was established to be at around 8.2K or so. From there, price reversed. And the reversal almost matches the reversal shown in this classical example. It has already or will soon establish the second top, most likely if this is what's happening. And often that second top will be done and pinned using a wick price fragment of the candle. And once the second top is established, price will decline towards the neckline, in this case 8.27K, towards the neckline and breach the neckline. That then would confirm the double top. And that price confirmation of the breach of the neckline to the downside would be the confirmation to say there will be lower lows to likely be had. So from the actual chart itself, we can say that the neckline is somewhere approximately in the range of 8.2K. And this neckline will likely serve as the confirmation point, so that once the second top is established, probably we'll see a single long wick or multiple shorter wicks and one long one. It really doesn't matter. And if this is exactly what's happening, price would then decline towards the neckline and breach it to the downside. Now there is quite a bit of excitement on YouTube, on Twitter. Basically, the bullish thumpers, they have been cheerleading this with maximum throttled exuberation. And I find that quite interesting. For the whole rise to occur within a downtrending volume overall is usually not how reversals from a down to an up is made. Usually corrective price action occurs during a downtrending volume. And if the recent rallies were barely at average volume, and if the 6.4K was the bottom, there certainly was not in any presence of a long red capitulation volume, because that would have marked a very significant label for the 6.4K as the bottom in the 2018 December. It wasn't that different. Declining volume was quite noticeable until we suddenly got the surge in the red capitulation volume, and there you saw the capitulation. That marked the bottom. And the height of this volume was far above what would have been the average line and that is not visible anywhere for the current rally. And as it's often said, a breakout without volume is almost always a fake out. I have introduced quite often in the past the stick method, where you draw segmented short trend lines and visually observe. You don't have to be precise. Visually observe how close the angle of the line gets to 90 degrees. I think we're pretty close to it. We had done the same stick line for the prior rise and found this to be the 90 degrees closeness. And usually when the stick is at about 90 degrees, you want to give a consideration to exit long positions from a trade perspective. Here is a partial chart. It would not be fair for me to share all of the member contents. But to this, the point being made is the mighty volume that you see here, the mighty green volume. This is the October surge that we saw. And the mighty, phenomenal price rise. It busted through the 200-day moving average, the blue line, and it failed. Came back underneath it, and not only that, put in a new lower low. So, ladies and gentlemen, how exactly is it that on a declining volume that we could get a trend reversal when such a mighty volume of this type was not even able to do so? But on a declining volume, to state with any confidence that the 6.4K without a capitulation volume was the bottom on a price action that is more an upward mobility wedge pattern, the likelihood of a declining volume to support a breakout is much less than it is to support a fake out. Usually the lack of volume should be the biggest giveaway, and it should create a high level of suspicion of what may be announced, embraced, advertised as a trend reversal. I hope you found this to be helpful. Have a great day.